physics problem. Here's the sun. Don't look at the sun. There's the moon. There's the Earth. This is at a new moon. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. But the point is that the moon's in between the Earth and the sun. Again, not super important. But the question is, which object, the sun or the Earth is green here, exerts a greater gravitational force on the moon? Okay, so the sun has more mass, but it's further away. The Earth has lower mass, but it's closer. So we need to calculate the gravitational force. This is not a hard problem. But it can be challenging in terms of using your calculator and scientific notation and all that stuff. And I'm not even going to use a calculator. But let's just go ahead and do this problem. So remember that I can calculate the magnitude of the gravitational force, Fg, as g m1 m2 over r squared. That's the gravitational force. It depends on the masses of the two objects and the distance between them. So all I need to do is to do that for the sun and the moon, and then the Earth and the moon. Now, you have to look up some stuff. I looked up stuff for you. So we have the gravitational constant g, 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11th. That's the negative 11th. The mass of the sun, these are approximate. 1.99 times 10 to the 30th. Mass of the Earth, 1 AU. AU stands for astronomical unit. It's the distance from the Earth to the sun. Okay, why do we need that? Well, look at this. 1 AU, 1.5 times 10 to the 11th. Distance from the Earth to the moon, 3.84 times 10 to the 8th. So the point here is that the moon is 1 AU from the Earth, from the sun, approximately, right? It doesn't matter if you add or subtract this two. You can do that if you want to. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use this for the distance to the moon, and then I'm going to use this for the distance to the sun. So I don't really have anything to do to solve the problem except to calculate everything. So what I want to do is to show you how you would calculate this when we deal with more complicated situations. One of the nice things to use is Python. I'm going to use Python as a calculator. I'm not going to make a program, technically it's a program, but it's just using it as a calculator. So if you haven't programmed in Python before, it's fine. There's a free online Python. You don't have to install anything. It even runs on your phone, but you can do this on your calculator. Just be careful about order of operations and scientific notation. I would do it both ways. Okay, make sure that you know what's going on, because on the test you couldn't use Python. So let's switch over here to the computer. I am on glowscript.org. So glowscript.org is a type of Python that runs in a web page. I've already signed in with my Google account, and then I'm going to go down here where it says your programs are here. I'm going to click here. Let's scroll this up a little bit so we can see. Okay, and then I'm just going to create a new program right where we are. I'm going to do it problem. I'm going to give it a name: problem Earth Moon. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Okay. So now I have Python. So don't touch that first line. That tells it what version of WebVPython to run. It's not actually even real Python. But if I can do a couple things, I can say print 2, and then I run it, and it will print the number 2. Yay. There we go. Okay. I can also make variables. I can add the variables. I can print the variables. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to jump right in. Okay, so let's go ahead and add all our constants that we're going to use right here as variables. Case does matter, so I'm going to use capital G for this one, 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11th. So in Python, we use scientific notation with the lowercase e and then the exponent after that. Okay, there's really times 10 to the negative 11th, but that's just that. What about the units? Well, we don't want to put the units in the number because then it's not a number anymore. If you want to put the units, you can put them as a comment. I'm not going to do that anymore, but this would be Newton meters squared per kilogram squared. Everything after the pound sign is not included. Okay, mass of the sun, ms, is 1.99 times 10 to the 30th. Is that right? Remembered it. Mass of the Earth is 5.97 times 10 to the 24th. I knew that one. Let's call it AU is going to be equal to, oh, I already forgot. Mass of the Earth, I got that. 1.5 times 10 to the 11th. 1.5 times 10 to the 11th. I'm going to call this REM for radius of the Earth to the moon, and that was 3.84 times 10 to the 8th. And then we don't actually need the mass. Is there a space right there? No. Okay. We don't actually need the mass of the moon because they both have the same mass. But I'm going to put it in here anyway. I'm just going to call it M. And it is 7.35 times 10 to the 22. Okay, let's calculate the first one. I'm going to call it F sun. This is the gravitational force on the moon due to the sun. I'm going to give it the name Fs. So this is just G times the mass of the sun. You have to type it the exact same way you did it before. I can't use lowercase. Times the mass of the moon, which is just m, divided by this distance, this distance, AU squared. Okay, so I'm going to put AU, and in Python, up here also, make sure that we explicitly put the time symbol between all of our variables. If you just put GMS, it's going to think that's another variable, which it's not. Next, I have the variable AU, and I want to square that. To square that, we do star, star too. So star, star means raised to the power of in Python. So that's it. Now, you do have to be careful about order of operations. If you're ever not sure, is it going to square this first and then divide, or divide then square root it, or square it, put it in parentheses, right? When in doubt, parenthesize. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that. Now let's do the same thing for the Earth. I can call this Fe. G times the mass of the Earth times the moon divided by R. I don't need that. REM squared. So now I have the two forces. I'm just going to print them. You could just say print Fs, print Fe, and run it. And let's do that. And here you see that this was, what was that? That was the sun. So the sun exerts a greater force than the Earth. The sun, even though it's further away, is so massive. It exerts a greater gravitational force. Okay, let's do a couple things. Number one, I'm going to make this a little bit better. I'm going to say force on moon. Force, let's put force from sun. So if I put that in parentheses and then I put a comma, it will print out that just like that. Let's put an equal sign. And then we can even do this, newtons, right? Doesn't that look cool? And I can do it over here, force from Earth equals, quote, I called it a parentheses, quote, Newton. We can make it look pretty. Now, I want to point out one really nice thing about Python. We'll use Python again later. In that, what if I want to change the distance to the moon? I could just change these variables and rerun it. I don't have to do all my calculations again. There's a lot of great things about that. But let's switch back to this thing. The sun exerts a greater force. Remember that. Okay, so if I go back over here, what does that mean for orbital motion? We're not talking about orbital motion just yet, okay? But there's a question. Does the moon orbit the Earth and the Earth orbits the sun, or does the moon orbit the sun? The gravitational force is greater on the moon due to the sun, right? And the answer is it's more complicated than that. In fact, it orbits both of them. It orbits the Earth while orbiting the sun, but it definitely has an influence due to the sun. Also, if you move this over there, the force would decrease a little bit, but not very much. You could put it in different places. You could calculate the force. But in general, this force is due to the sun is much greater. Okay, there you go. Problem solved.